Welcome to the Wild and Wild podcast. I'm so excited today. We are joined by Vicky Owens, who is such an inspiration of mine. So thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
So Vicky is a Forbes business writer, a speaker, inspirational speaker, Gen Z boss of socially speaking media, virality strategist, and creator of Business Class Podcast, which is one of my favorites, and it ranks at top 50 in business podcasts at the moment.
Yeah.
So Vicky, I just want to drop in and see, wow, how that feels when you hear that read out to you. What an incredible achievement that you've created in your life so far.
Yeah. I think it's so weird because you'll probably be the same where you're never satisfied with where you're at. I don't think anyone is. Everyone that I speak to, I'll, speak to them and they'll have multi-million-pound businesses, or they have their dream house or whatever it is, but no one's ever I've made it. That's amazing. There's always just what more can I be doing? And it's so strange because I don't think I've just ever met anyone that is just
you're right.
yeah, I'm happy with it. But I'd say one thing that I have found interesting in the past few years is how much knowledge I've had to cram into such a small time frame. So I always joke to people, I feel like I'm 45, in my brain, but my body is 25. So I feel like I just have really interesting conversations. I have a lot of friends that are older than me. And I think you just have different experiences in life.
Yeah.
But I'd say it's very fast paced, but it comes with a lot of stress.
Yeah, of course. 25 as well, how much you've achieved, all of that to do before 25 is incredible.
Still a baby.
I'm 35, so 10 years older than you, but I feel like I've learned so much along the way.
Yeah.
And just think how far you could take this. It's incredible.
Yeah.
So later on, we'll talk about your visions for the future and things. But can we go back to where did this begin for you? When did you have that vision? I want to help people go viral. I want to really grow an incredible brand.
Mm-hmm. I think for me, I've not gone down the traditional route of I didn't go to uni. I didn't get the best results at school. I wasn't really interested in exams and maths and science. And I found people very interesting. I was quite quiet at school, so I was very observative. I'd really look at if people were popular at school, why were they popular and why were people successful? And then I think when I came out of school, I knew that I didn't really want to go down the university route, and I just wanted to start making money. So I did a bit of work at Hollister. I had loads of jobs. I had Hollister. I used to do modeling. I used to do working at my dad's company, doing a bit of socials for him. And then it was when I was working for him that I was doing the social media for photographers. And I realized that photographers didn't have a very good social media presence, but they should, because they're trying to sell their stuff. So then I was I can be doing this for them. And at the time, I wasn't aware of social media managers. They just weren't really a thing 4 or 5 years ago even. They've really taken off.
Yeah, it's now you see them everywhere, but it's it was very niche to kind of have your own social media.
Yeah, it was completely new. So I outreached to hundreds. I think it was 200 photographers saying, could I do it for £100? 3 said yes. And I was that was a huge amount of money.
Yeah.
And then once I'd done that for a few months, I then realized that other people were doing this. And I'm one of those people where I'm how can I do it differently? How can I stand out from other people? And at the time, videos were going viral, but there wasn't anyone that really understood why. It was a chance thing. So then when I was living at home and I had a bit more time, that's when I really studied, why does this happen? How do the algorithms work? How do our brains work? Why do we interact with certain content? And then once I really understood it, I then implemented it on my own accounts, and they grew really fast. So they did 10,000 followers in 10 days.
Really? Wow. And is that on your TikTok or your Instagram?
TikTok, Instagram, I've only just cracked now through trial reels. And it reached 5 million people in that 10 days.
Oh my gosh.
And then it had the press got involved and did stories on it and on me. And then that's where it really took off, and people were I want to go viral. And I feel now I speak about this quite a lot, actually. Virality, actually, I think has quite a negative like perception.
Yeah.
I think people have really been afraid of going viral and they think it's a bad thing and that it's like a one-hit wonder. It's going to damage your account. It's a red flag when people tell you, you know, they can guarantee you can go viral. But I think people are afraid of it because they can't do it. So they're saying, you know, don't have it as part of your strategy because they actually can't do it themselves. And I think we're just trying to like reframe the narrative a bit now and thinking like, yes, it's not great if you get one viral video because, you know, you've had viral videos like you have one, it's great, but then it dips down
The
and you're
momentum
like,
goes.
and it's just so disheartening. But it's possible to just keep it going. And with clients, we try and think every week, what is going to be the viral video this week? Like, how can we keep momentum here and keep them at the forefront of everyone's minds? So, yeah. And I think like now we work with a mixture of like smaller brands, bigger brands, creators. Then that obviously meant I had to like have a team to help me do that, which I never wanted or thought I would need to do.
And you've got a big team, like in a big office.
Yeah.
And it's amazing to see how you've grown, like following your journey. And like, and then just interesting that you touched on like, people don't realize how powerful it is to go viral. Because when you did go viral on your own personal brand and then through socially speaking media, you got people like Netflix getting in touch. And can you touch a little bit on that as well? Because that must have been a bit of a wow moment. Like,
that was
where's
crazy.
this come from?
That was the first big brand we had. So that was really strange how that came about, actually. So I was basically with one of my friends and she was like, you really look like Lily Collins from Emily in Paris. And I've had a few people say it, but she was just really going on about it. So then we made a video and then it had like 2 million views and everyone was like, wow, this girl really looks like Emily in Paris. So then the Netflix team were like saying they had a new season coming out and they really wanted me to help them create a viral video to promote Emily in Paris. So I was like, oh my God, this is crazy.
That's pressure. Like, how did you start with that? Like,
oh my God. Well, I was just thinking like, I think at the time, I really understand it now. At the time, I did feel like I was winging it a bit. And I was like, can I really do this again? And I just tried to think about like what people would interact with. And I think it was going to do well anyway, because one of the reasons videos go viral is because of familiarity.
Yeah,
so when people are familiar with something, it's going to do well anyway. So I literally just did like a video about how I looked like her and trying to do my hair and makeup like her. And it did really well. And then after that, I think other big brands then go, you know, well, if she's working with Netflix, she must be good. Yeah. So
once you had that name drop, it's kind of like, oh, I've worked with this brand. And
then it's just like a magnet to other people. So then we had like GHD and like Sky and like all these other big brands who want to learn how to go viral. And it's really nice because I was a bit hesitant at the start because they have social teams already. And I never want to be that person that's like, I'm better at your job than you and come in and like tell them what to do. But I think there's a really big difference behind being a social media manager and like a virality strategist, because you can be an amazing social media manager, but you don't really understand how to go viral.
The trends and all of that. Seems like you've done so much research into it. I mean, I was, to be honest, in shock how powerful you were when you got on stage. and like, not that I underestimate my speakers, but honestly, so Vicky came over to do a talk at the Glass House and you in Audley Edge, and honestly, everyone's like jaws dropped, like, oh my God, like I could do this. And it made us believe that we could also grow at that level.
Yeah.
And it was like the things you touched on, you made it so familiar, and like it was very simple things that we can change on our day to day.
Anyone could do it. And it's like, I don't want to gatekeep it from people. Like I'm trying to get out and, you know, go on podcasts and speak and be like, anyone's life can change from one video. Like it's simple to do. But I think that people make a lot of excuses and they say they don't have enough time, or they try it once and it doesn't work. Or
this gets me, it really gets me in my events, because I've kind of become a bit of a social media, well, not coach, but like I advocate it. You know, in my events, I'm talking how important it is, and your marketing, you really need to look at your strategy. So accidentally, even though I run a lot of networking events and different events, I'm always saying to business owners and female founders, you need to focus on your socials. I'll just be keeping directing them to you now. But so many of them are like, I just don't have the time. And I'm like, make the time. I have 4 kids and I am busy. I have multiple businesses, but you just have to prioritize it. And people don't realize that if you just have a bit of fun with it and like implement it into your day a little bit, I feel like there's so much you can do that like captures people's attention. Like you said, name drop some celebrities. Like I remember in your talk, you said anytime you mention Molly May, something will go well. You know,
because people know it's familiar and it is so easy. And I think like I am someone that says, oh, I've not got enough time for this and that. But I think like what I've learned recently, because I feel like I am always, because I've got so many ideas, I'm like, I need to do this, I need to do this, I need to do this, and then I won't get around to it. And it's because I have really no desire to do it. And we're only disciplined in something when we actually have a desire to do it. So like I say, I don't know, it could be like, oh, I need to go to the gym every day this week. Like everyone says that. And then I won't do it because I have no desire to do it and no quick win that I'll get from it. Whereas like if I say, oh, I need to post on social media and I know that it's going to perform well, I'm going to be motivated to do it because I know what I'm going to get from it. So I think people, you can make the time. Like if you want something bad enough, you'll make the time to do it.
And they skip that step. I don't think they realize how much power it has. So sometimes if I just post and I'm like, oh, this upcoming event, and make it really catchy.
Yeah.
I literally might, like the other day it happened actually. We have this new 9D breath work. I don't know if you've heard of it. We've got this retreat coming up.
Yeah.
And I just did this cool post. It wasn't like a proper viral one, but it was good enough. And we had 8 bookings before like 9 o'clock. And I just launched the event. And I was like, if I hadn't chosen to do that this morning, I've been a bit lazy on it. They don't realize the amount of success they can have, like booking out your, clients, business, collaborations, all of this.
Yeah, and it's all mindset as well. Like a lot of people don't do it because they think they're not good enough to post or people aren't going to care. What if it doesn't do well? Like there's just so many mindset blocks. But I think like if you do want to be successful, you have to be okay that things won't go well. Things don't go well for me all the time, but you only share what does go well. Like I've launched things that don't do well. I've put together videos that I thought would do well that haven't done well. And it's just like, you just learn from them.
Well, we learn to fail. It's like, what's that saying? It's like fail harder or something, or faster, or whichever. Fail faster, because actually if you just learn to like fail and then let it go and move on to the next thing instead of lingering in that failure. We need to normalize failure more because we all have those moments where it's like, oh, that didn't go as well, or the idea you had for your team or growth strategy that just might not have worked. And you just have to move on and find something different.
Yeah, and everyone has bad months as well. Like that was something I really struggled with at the start because I was growing, and then I'd have 1 month where it was really quiet and I'd be like, oh my God, I'm going to have to give up my business and it's not working and things like that. But I think like even the most successful businesses in the world have quiet months. Like you're not going to keep growing and growing every single month. Like you are going to have times where it goes quieter, and it's just like being okay with that. And I think like a lot more business owners need to speak about like the realities behind it, because we're in like a really weird time at the minute where like everyone's starting a business.
It feels like that. It does feel like that.
Everyone has a business. And I think it's because obviously it's really hard to get a job at the minute. So it does feel like impossible. And that's why people start sometimes when it's like a last resort. But then also I think a lot of people start it because they want that badge of like, I'm a CEO or I'm a female founder, and it sounds so glamorous.
But it's actually really hard work. I really like your posts when I was looking through them actually before the podcast, and I was like, you're just really real and raw, and like I think you relate to people because you don't pretend. Like there's so many people I follow on social media that are just like, oh my gosh, like all the day in the lives are just perfect. And like, I've got these dream clients, I've just been paid this. And or I make, like 6 figures every month. I'm like, well, no, it's not always that sweet.
And you can't share. Like one thing I struggle with a lot, because I do like to share a lot of realities, is that I can't even share all of the realities. So like, if you have to like, let someone go at work, or you're going through a legal dispute, or you can't go online and say I'm having a legal dispute with a client that won't pay me because it looks unprofessional, and also it's personal business, so you can't speak about it.
It's tricky, isn't it? Well, I've actually just gone through something. I've not told you yet. I don't know whether to. I might even just say it because this is a bit controversial. I've just been banned from a place of business, which it's a bit. But there was nothing I did. I was completely professional. They didn't like the content of the speaker. And I'm sure Sarah Jane Dunn won't mind me doing it, saying this, because she's very empowered, and she's a pole fitness dancer. And she's all about female empowerment. Well, I've just been banned from the Glass House. Can you believe? I know. After they felt like it wasn't professional enough. And I'm just in shock because, it's just, you know, I've worked there for years.
Yeah.
And I just thought, you know what, she was going to post this week on socials anyway. And I thought, it's just shocked me in my tracks. But I thought usually I wouldn't go on and share. But I thought, you know what?
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to be raw and honest, because businesses can let you down. I bet you've had it with like team,
oh my God,
walking out, or different things.
So many things. And one thing I'm even struggling with to this day that I'm still trying to work on is just like really having the courage to be disliked by people and upset people. And obviously you don't mean to, but I think like as you're growing and you're going up, there's people that I thought I would have a strong relationship with forever, or you know, it could be clients or
a team member, or someone,
anyone. And then it can be that one day they turn on you, or
they copy what you do,
or they copy, or you trigger them, and that makes them act in a certain way.
I've had this quite a few times. Like, I feel like everything's good, but then because there's been maybe some communication hasn't happened, or you haven't had your deep one-to-one with them, because we're busy, right, as business owners. Often you just don't have that time to have all that communication constantly with someone. Then they can be thinking something else that you didn't even know that was in their mind.
Like the people side of business is just crazy, and it's really hard to trust people. And it is hard as well, because people, like that quote that everyone says, where it's like, people want you to do well, just not better than them. Well,
this is what I feel like with this. It's been such a shock. It really stopped me in my tracks when I had this email this week saying that I wouldn't be allowed to come back and do events there. I just thought, this is just from one complaint that happened. And obviously it was just someone that felt they had internal issues with the fact that this lady was on stage showing some incredible pictures of herself. There was nothing unprofessional. There was no nudity. There was no. And it just triggered someone. But that cascade effect has had a negative impact. But I felt like, you know, it's just how you handle it. And I've just realised, just move on and keep in your lane. And you know, I bet you've had it a lot though.
So many times. I even had a really weird instance recently where I always get like hate comments on social media all the time.
Oh yeah, do you?
All the
that
time.
Must be hard.
All the time. I have people that make content about me.
What?
Yeah, all the time. I've had like even like when I launched my podcast, I had people making videos about that, saying like I'd ripped off their idea. I was like, it's a
Who
business
has this
podcast.
Time? That's interesting though, because that's a positive in a way. Because they're helping you in a way. They're saying your name. It shows you like you're like a celebrity figure.
Yeah, I was like, I'll take it. And people were commenting like, it's a podcast about her business. How can you copy that?
Like, why is that so triggering to people? It's because you're being raw and honest, and people don't like you to be like too brutally honest about life. I feel.
Yeah. People don't like it at all, and I think as well, like. When I do have hate comments, occasionally, like, I feel like when they're really far-fetched, they won't get to me. When it's something that is personal, it will still get to me now, and I'm still managing how to, you know, not let that happen. But even, like, I had a really weird instance recently where someone had left quite a nasty comment, but it was on, like a faceless account.
Okay.
But it was, like, a dog account. Like, you know, you have a dog account or whatever. So I was like, oh, my God, someone's, like, commenting from these dogs' accounts. So I went on this dog's account. Like, I don't usually pay at the time of day, but for some reason I went in and I was like scrolling through, and then I saw the owner of the dog.
Did you know them or something?
Yeah. So then this owner of the dog is in the coaching industry and is
That's
like
awful.
A positivity, businessy coach, you know.
That's a reflection on them though, because they're not truly happy with them within themselves. If you go through social media and you're trolling people, then that is just a pure reflection that you've got anger or jealousy within
from your dog's account.
Yeah, from your dog. So she thought she wouldn't find it.
Yeah, and it's just so scary how like anyone can do that.
Crazy.
And like I've met this person. Like I've been in the same room as this person, and it just made me be like, oh my God, who else does this?
Yeah.
Like, but I think that
you just got to like turn off that noise though, don't you? Because actually you will always get it. I mean, my mum was a massive successful businesswoman. She had businesses in 30 countries.
Wow.
She would even get like journalists like slating her, even though they were writing a positive story about her winning like Veuve Clicquot Businesswoman of the Year or something. They'd say Hawk Nose Dawn and like stuff like that. I was like, why are you slamming her as a woman just because of her looks? And it was just weird to me growing up. Like, why do we do this? And maybe there's still so much to be done. I think as a female CEO, we still have to. It's a lot harder, I do think, in our society because we have to maybe show up a bit more than men. And people don't like it sometimes.
Yeah, and there's no like what I'm trying to like learn at the minute is there's nothing I can do right. So like it's like if I'm hiring, I'll do something wrong. If I post something on social media, it's wrong. If you're posting and you're being too vulnerable, then you're like begging for attention. But if you're not, then it's like you're not sharing enough.
Exactly.
So
you'll never get it right. So just do you.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to just be like, right, not everyone's gonna like me. I don't like everyone. But I think the mindset and people is the hardest bit, and also navigating team and clients.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that then. So on
really
team, because
hard.
I set up in a wellness cafe, first.
Yeah.
Back in 2017, we went on Homes Under the Hammer.
Wow.
The whole like show was showing how we set it up. And
Yeah.
you know what? I was so excited at the time. I was like, we're gonna have this well-being studio, yoga, vegan cafe downstairs. And I never really thought about having a team, like how the effects it'd have.
Yeah.
I just thought, my mum was a leader of like, she had 500 staff at one point. Imagine that.
That's
500
insane.
staff.
I'd want to live in a hole.
Yeah, I know. I was like,
don't come near me.
Hide away. And so I was like, I can do this. Like a team started at 5, then it went to 10, then it went to 15.
Yeah.
Wow, that was my hardest lesson in life. Like just balancing. And if you were away for a few days, like on holiday, I felt like sometimes people felt like, they need to be here. They need to
it's like
show up. Yeah, it's like a little bit that you need to do more. You need to do everything.
Yeah.
But then you need to delegate and let me do my own thing.
Yeah,
I felt very like I couldn't win. And I felt like then I had to really stop myself from being best friends with people, because I'd hire people that I liked as well.
Yeah.
And so tell me about your experience with hiring in teams.
I always hired people at the start that I liked, because it would go from, 2, 3, 4 of us. We're all young girls. We need to like each other. I need to be able to get on with them and have things in common. But then the more I liked them, the closer we were, so that if I had difficult conversations, I just couldn't. Like I was so new to it, I just couldn't. So I'd just like dance around situations and be like, it's fine though, like don't worry about it. And I've changed my management style a lot this year. Like I feel like I was a really big advocate for like, leading with kindness and being nice and
same with me.
And being
but
relaxed.
You have to be stern sometimes. And a bit, not that you don't have to be angry or anything. I never shout at anyone, but you have to be like delegation's key, isn't it? And being strong with your boundaries.
Yeah.
And I feel like roles are so important. Like everyone has to have clear roles.
Yeah, they have to know, like they have to be so clear in what they're doing. And that's also another thing I've learned is that like I think things are clear, to them it's not clear.
It's not.
So like
break it down big time.
Everything, even like the simplest things, what to wear, what time to show up. Like it's like shouldn't have to.
Are you actually going to be on time for work?
Yeah, like I know we said it's like we start at 9, you start at your desk and you start working at 9.
But sometimes you might just chat for half an hour. I had this in the cafe.
It's so hard.
And it's go upstairs and like put the coats away and just be like, just go out the back and go to the toilet. And I was like, we need to actually
start at 9. But then you're seen as the bad person for being like, girls, can we start? Like you feel like a teacher being like, girls, can we start working?
And you try and be positive and encouraging. But you're like, come on, we've got to get this job done.
Yeah. So again, I think it's just like having the courage to be disliked by my team at times and having them sometimes think, what is Vic doing? Because they don't understand. They only see like 10% of what I do.
This is it. So a lot of people don't realise I've seen on your socials, you say, you're up late. Like I was up till probably midnight last night, getting back to different things, posting on my, like there's so much to be done, which they don't get. And a lot of the big one is the admin side, like all the invoicing and the payments, like how do they feel? People don't realise how they're going to get done.
Yeah.
And you're probably doing them last minute, last night.
You're just always working. And I used to be, so like I had a really strict, like I was in at like 9 or 10 every day. And I felt like even if I was going out to grab lunch, I'd have to be like, I'm just going to grab lunch. And then I was like, why am I telling them?
Yeah, exactly.
Like that almost like decreases my value and how they see me. So I then, like I told you, I've got into like yoga and really looking after myself.
I love that you do. I've seen on your socials. Like, I love how you share about it as well. Because so you go into work around 11, did you say?
11.
And so you just go to a yoga class every day, or do you do different things?
Yeah, I do every day. Unless there's some days where it's really busy, I'll at least go like 3 times a week, 4 times a week. But most weekdays I go Monday to Friday. And the only class that is near me that I like going to, which is Stu from Yoga
really?
Life.
So he just taught at our retreat on the weekend.
I saw that. He's brilliant. So I go there. And I do like 9:30 till 10:30, which means I get in at 11.
Perfect.
And I had this massive like internal dilemma where I was like, oh, do I need to like tell the team why I'm doing this or why I'm getting in at 11? Because I know that, you know, they're going to sit there and think I swan in at 11 in my yoga clothes. And it's just like, I'm not working hard. But I was like, no, because I worked till 11 p.m. last night.
But also, we always feel like we need to explain that.
Yeah.
But why do we need to explain it? We're paying the wage and we're also paying for the business and we're helping clients. We're doing so much good in our day. And you've grown at such a fast rate. We kind of don't need to explain ourselves, do we? Even though I know we feel we need to.
So I was like I was actually going to have like a meeting and be like, you know, you might be wondering why I'm coming in later. I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. And for me, it's like, I know when I do yoga every day, it makes me calmer. I'm a better leader. I'm less frantic. I'm more organized. So if I want to do that, then I want to do that. And I don't have to explain it. And it just changed my mindset on a lot of things. It's just like, you know, if I want to work from home, usually I'd be like, just like, you all know, I'm working from home today. It's like, I just want to work from home. Like, if I want to have a day off, I can go and have a day off. So I think I've really had to shift my mindset with that. And a really good quote I've been trying to remember at the minute is something like, so it's people are saying like, you can't be nice when you lead, but you can be kind but lead. So like the kindest thing you can do is actually be a bit stricter with people. And being nice, like I'm very nicey to everyone. It can actually be a really negative thing. And I think people actually respect having a bit of more guidance and leadership. So
they want that strong kind of moral compass sometimes. I feel like they work better. And it seems like you do have I love your group meetings and you share about that. And it seems like you've got a really good vibe within your team as well.
Yeah, we do. I mean, again, it's one of those things where, of course, we have issues like everyone else, but I cannot share it online. It would be so unprofessional to share that. But I'd say we have a very good team. We've all got the same sort of values. And I have now got that relationship with them where if I need to say something, I'll just say it. And they respect that. And I think people, they do like having that bit of management there. But it's so hard basically in the same age as them.
You're doing well. I mean, I remember it well. Now I work with more freelancers and we have ambassadors across the UK growing. So it's a little bit easier. But I do feel you with that.
Yeah.
So let's touch on, just quickly, before we go more about you, your personal brand as well. So how do we go viral? Because I know everyone listening is going to be like, what takeaways can I take from Vicky? I mean, I've listed so many questions, but I just want to keep with the key things. So if someone was starting out and they're like, oh, you know, I'm still in that state where I'm only getting a few hundred views on my posts, like, just don't feel like the algorithms are liking me. Like, how do I... Where do I focus on? TikTok, Instagram, or LinkedIn? Where would you say to start? Like,
I would say starting, you have to choose one thing that you're known for. And I think we all make a mistake of being really desperate to grow, that we're like, apparently this is working at the minute, and apparently I should do this, and I'm going to post a carousel and then a holiday vlog and then this and then that. And there's just so much we're trying to do. But if you just stick to one thing for just like 30 days and you are so committed to that, that's how you're going to grow. So it needs to be very like you can replicate it again and again. So it's like day one of doing this or day two of doing that, or it could be
like a challenge or something. Like you kind of keep with a consistent theme.
Yeah, something you come back for.
And haven't they just launched like a real themes or something? Or
so you can have themes now. I gave someone the idea the other day of like, she was a business owner and she didn't know what to do. I was like, why don't you do 30 days of like trying out business tips from really successful entrepreneurs? So it could be like, apparently Stephen Bartlett said if you do this, then this will happen. So this is me trying it. And then you're also, using familiarity and names.
I need to do this more.
Yeah,
I feel like
growing.
I've started to, and you can reshare people's so much easier than you used to be able to. What's the word of it? Like when you click on the reshare. And then you can create your own video and put text over it. Like say one from Stephen Bartlett's podcast, and you can say, oh, what I thought about this.
Yeah, you can just like snip it in. Or it could be, like if you work in podcasting, you can be reviewing a new podcast every day for 30 days or something. So the reason why it works is because when we're posting, it's really easy to make up one video that does well and then people see it, but we want them to connect and to stay.
Interesting.
So if it's like a series or something, they see it and they know instantly what they're going to get, and they follow you, and there's loads more content like that, so they can binge it.
What about someone like in the wellness industry, like a teacher or like your Pilates teacher? So they could do like 30 days of like things that will help you bring balance or something like that.
Anything.
Or I don't know.
So it could be, one thing I always do if I'm really stuck for content ideas is use Answer the Public, which is a free website. And you can type in any words. So it could be Pilates, yoga, wellness, whatever. And it'll tell you what people are searching for. So it could be, people want like fast results. So like my mum does reflexology. So I said to her,
reflexology.
I love
Oh
reflexology. It's so good. So I said to her, why don't you do something where it's like 30 days of like things you can do in 30 seconds to chill you out, you know, like pressure points in your hands, or like you got pressure points in your ears.
I had ear reflexology, which was really, and facial reflexology is really interesting.
It's so good. It's so interesting. So it needs to be something people keep coming back for, and that they know what they're going to get. So I'd say that's a huge part. And then not overlooking the basics of posting, which I can quickly run through, because I think, again, when you are on social media, there's so many posts about here's what time to post, here's what hashtags to use, here's what words to use.
And is that important? I've written that down. I was like, is it so important, the trending music and the time you post? Like, are they really key?
I think, like, I always say to people, like, if your content is good enough, it will perform and it will reach the right people. But the basics are just a way you can sort of have some control over where it goes and how it performs. So, like, for example, on TikTok, we use 5 hashtags and we have the same word in each hashtag. So say if I'm doing like an outfit video, it might be I do like hashtag outfit of the day, hashtag outfit inspiration, whatever, all having that word in. And it just makes sure that it places it on the For You page of people that are interacting with those hashtags.
And with that, because I remember you talking about this in your talk. So would you put them hashtags in the text, or do you put them on the reel and then drag them to the corner still? Or
I'd say putting them in the caption of the video, and then I'd say words on the screen are good for if you, again, want a little bit more control.
Like SEO, just trying to get you up there.
Yeah, because it basically scans the video before you post it, so it can understand who to push it out to. So like sometimes for clients, say if they post a video of like a piece of jewelry or something that they're launching, and we don't want loads of words on the screen, like making it look chunky.
You just put it like out of the way.
We'll just type it in, like whatever the keywords are, and then just pinch it and then pull it off to the side.
Because a lot of people don't know to do that. I didn't know till your talk. I was like, so you literally just, if you're listening, just dragging it out of sight, so it's hidden away at the corner.
Yeah, loads of people don't know it. But I think like one thing I always say to people is, because there is so much social media advice, is just look where it's coming from. So like if someone is telling you how to go viral, or how they gained 10,000 followers, just check that they've done it first.
Some of them don't.
Some of them don't.
People like 500 followers and they're just like, oh, do this, do that. And
they just recycle. So they see, oh, Vicky said this, or whoever said that, so I'm just going to post about it. But just check where it's coming from and if there's like any proof behind it. But don't overthink it too much. Like there's not really, I mean, to me, other than like the TikTok hashtags and like putting words on the screen and stuff, there is no like magic time to post or like magic formula. I just think about what your audience would want. So like most people are on their phone after 6 p.m. Just post at that time, or at lunchtime, or on the commute to work.
Or even like late at night. I feel like my post, what I do at like, because I've got 4 kids, I'm always getting them to bed and things. And then I might just go, oh, I was meant to do it at 6, but I'll do it at like 11 at night. And I've always been surprised. I'll wake up and I'm like, oh my God, this has got hundreds of likes.
Yeah,
and
just think about when people are online. Like I think people just really, really overcomplicate it. And especially now.
And they don't post it and they leave it.
Yeah, they leave it.
You should just do it.
They just put it in their drafts and leave it. Or people now will go to like ChatGPT and ask that. And that's kind of a danger, because I think some of it's great, but some of it's really outdated. So it's like sometimes I'll ask it questions to see what it'll say, and it's just not. It's just really outdated. So like it still will use hashtags like follow for follow or things like that, which don't really work anymore. So I think having a thing, getting the basics right, and then no one wants to hear it, but consistency is just huge. Like if you just treat it like a 30-day challenge and you're really dedicated to it, and you know that by the end of it, something huge is going to come out of it, then that's what's going to motivate you to do it. But people spend so much money with us saying, and we've put together a whole strategy, tell them exactly what to do. And then they just do it for a week and they're like, it didn't work. I'm like, you've got to keep going with it. Like, it's like anything else. It's like with your business, you're always like, you don't know how close you are to a breakthrough.
Yeah.
So,
and it could just, they don't realize just one post, if that was to blow up.
Yeah.
Like I've had it before, not that I've had loads of viral posts, but or I'll do like a collaboration with another brand that has loads of following. So that's always really powerful to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then the outreach that I get, like celebrities and stuff, or big speakers getting in touch. Oh, we want to work with you. We want to work with you. And I was like, oh my gosh, what's happened?
Yeah.
Or like we had like Dragon's Den reaching out, like I said to you, and different things. I was like, where's this come from?
Yeah.
But you don't know what the possibilities are. Like,
and it really can like change with one video. Like I know so many people where they've sold out from one video.
Wow.
It changes their life from one video. You get, featured in the press from one video. So I'd say that's really important. And then sort of speaking of like press as well, like really thinking about like, what's your story? How are you positioning yourself?
You've been really good in the press. Like I feel like that's been so powerful in your growth because so how did you go about that? Because I know you had a hard story when you were younger. You were bullied, right? And you actually had bullies that applied to work with you, which is just shocking. I mean, that gets, that gets
feeling.
Press attention and a great feeling.
Yeah.
How did you go about that? Did you reach out to them? Do you have a press coordinator in your team?
No. So like at first, because I was repeating it and being consistent with it and starting a lot of my videos with that headline, it just catches attention. Yeah. And one of my business coaches said to me, like, you have to be almost like your own PR person. Like, no one's going to write about you. So you have to write about yourself. So that's
big yourself up. Like,
you have to big yourself up, position yourself as something interesting. And there's loads of different angles I've gone down for my story. And then I just see what hits. And then I tried having a PR person for a bit, and I actually got more when I was just trying to do it myself. So I haven't at the minute, and it just comes organically.
Nice.
I just think repeating yourself all the time about what your story is and what you've achieved, and then it just gets picked up the more you repeat it.
It's amazing some of the stuff you've done. And so I think we all need to, who's listening, go and do like a 30-day challenge of just posting, like just try and show up. What are the best things to do? Like, I know you say TikTok usually 3 times a day, is it?
Yeah, so I think you can get away with 1 a day if you're really strapped for time. But if you're like really serious,
really going for it, if your business like want to focus.
Yeah, like if you're in one of those times where we've all been, where you're like, oh my God, I need clients now, like post 3 times a day and you'll see crazy results on there.
And then Instagram is it more casual?
Yeah, Instagram, I would say I tend to do Monday to Friday, just I'll do like 3 reels and 2 carousels or something. But trial reels are huge on Instagram at the minute.
Yeah, like, they're really big, aren't
they? Massive.
I need to do more of them. I mean,
they're so powerful.
Would you say there's any way of posting too much on Instagram, or is it okay to? I get excited.
Trial reels, you can post 25 a day. So you can post as many as you want. On the feed, I'd say maximum like twice a day.
Yeah.
But yeah, trial reels are huge. I spent a long time figuring those out. And then one of mine took off and got like 15 million, and I got just under 15,000 followers in a week.
But why the trial? Is it just because it sends it out to new people?
Yeah, it's because it's new people and because it's a new feature. So we're going to get rewarded for using it. So again, it's like people just really underestimate what they can get from stuff, and that.
So we need to always keep on top of the Instagram and TikTok, like new launches. So if they bring out a new font and things like that, like we should always use them.
Yeah, even if you don't like it, I'd say just try and use it, and you will get some reward from it.
Oh, fab. Well, I can learn more when you're next at like a talk or something. I'm sure everyone will be contacting you after this podcast. Like, how do we go viral?
Need help.
So I wanted to ask as well. It seems like you have really good, strong like boundaries. Have you got any like non-negotiables? I know you touched on like you do yoga every day, but what other non-negotiables do you have in your life and business?
I would say a huge one for me is that I don't give out my personal phone number.
Yes, I'm interested in this.
Yeah.
So why is that?
I think I did at the start, and I'm not even joking, I was just seen as like a social media helpline. Like I'd get calls all the time, texts, why isn't this working? Can you help me out with this? And it's fine at the start and you want to help, but when you're so busy, I don't want to seem rude by not replying to people. So it was that reason. Then it was also because I feel like when a client has your phone number, they feel like you're accessible 24/7.
I get this a lot.
So I'll just ring her up now and ask her, and if they don't reply, it's like, I need a reply right now.
Or voice notes. People just send you so much, like essays.
Like, literal essays that you have to listen to. And I also think a lot of professionalism gets lost in text and voice notes, because I'll get clients that'll be like, hey babe, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, no, like, because, and you've also got to position yourself where you want to be at as well. So when I had like a team of 3 or 4, I was like trying to act like I was in the mindset of I've got a big team, I'm really successful. And then I think if someone was working with an agency that had a team of 100, would they have the CEO's phone number and be voice noting them and calling them? So even from a perception, it made us feel a lot smaller than we were. So
I love this. Where's this growth mindset come from then? Because you just seem to have that inbuilt in you. Like, I am a CEO. I am going to take this big. And like, because that was present when I saw you speak on stage. Like, just, you have to go see Vicky speak, because she just, something about you, like, you didn't seem to be nervous. I'm sure it's, you know, some points you have been, but you're like 25 as well. And that was like a year ago now. And you're just very... You've got a great stage presence. You're very confident. You're clear, concise, and you give people loads of wisdom. And have you always been like that, or I suppose?
No, I've definitely not always been like that. Like, I was very, very shy and awkward at school because I've always been like really tall and skinny, and I used to get picked on a lot for that.
And was that part of the bullying then?
Yeah, I think just because I was just a bit different
right.
really. Yeah.
That's really tough.
Yeah, so I think I haven't always been like that. I think for me, it's just been about getting new social proof. So the more people tell me like you're a good speaker, then I start to believe it more. So like I loved doing that talk for you guys because I got loads of good feedback on that. But I think I like to just really just think everyone in the audience is just a person. They're just people. If I mess up, it's funny. It's not that serious, and it's like I'm not above anyone, and we're all just the same. We're all just trying to grow.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that's a big part of it. And I've always been very good with people, like thinking about what makes them tick and also matching people's energies. So if people are louder or quieter, and thinking about why that might be.
You're an observer. You're very good at observing.
Yeah, it's strange because it's like I am quite extroverted in I like speaking and being on stage and meeting new people, but I really enjoy just being alone sometimes, and also just like being a bit quieter and just really looking at people and be like, why are they like that? And I think I've picked a lot of it up from watching things on YouTube like TED Talks and people I look up to, and literally studying how they move and the way they move their hands and their voice, and then taking
an art
that on board.
to it, isn't there?
Yeah.
There is an art to like not going too quick, watching like, you know, just because sometimes I get excited on stage and you want to rush, but you're like,
slow it down.
Breathe, breathe in between.
Yeah, just like keeping it slow, because I'm a nervous speaker, so I will like word vomit. Like using your hands.
I don't think you are at all.
Oh my God, I'm a word vomiter. So yeah, using your hands as well is a huge thing. I learned there was like loads of statistics about people trust you more when you use your hands.
I've started doing that loads. Yeah. When I'm on stage, I'm just like, where is this coming from?
Yeah, it's like using your hands. And I saw an interview someone did saying the more people can see the palms of your hand, the more they trust you. So I'm like this to everyone pushing a rock. So I'm like, I'll speak and I like use my hands. It gets people to pay more attention. But I think, just like speaking slowly is a big one. And also just like, I think as well, because I'm so passionate about what I do and I know I'm good at it, it's like, I can speak about this easy.
It comes
and
easier.
You can really tell who's passionate about their job and who's just like, they're just speaking because they need to tick it off.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it's because what I speak about all day, and because I'm like, it's changed my life, it's changed my clients' lives. I want to change these people's lives as well.
I can generally add value to your life. So you've been through it, you can change people. I love that.
Yeah. But I just love speaking to people. I think people are just so fascinating. And I'm one of those people where, like, when I see my friends, I'm like, how are you really at the minute? You know, when you're just like, how are you? Like, I like to know everything.
That's lovely.
Be a bit nosy sometimes, but like, I like to know everything that's going on.
Let me ask you then, because you probably don't get asked that much. How are you really now, today?
Oh God. I'd say I am finding things quite hard at the minute, like quite overwhelming, because I feel like I tend to nail something and then something else comes up. So I feel like I've nailed like, my business and the services I provide and my personal brand and my speaking. And then the bit I struggle with the most is just team, because it's just like, I don't have time to learn about it, and to you're responsible for these people's salaries and their livelihoods every day. And I take it to heart a lot when it's like things go wrong or if things are my fault.
But it's not your fault. It's just it's just how things can change. It's like, obviously it's a team issue, and
Yeah,
it takes time to resolve sometimes.
Yeah.
There'll always
So
be things, won't there?
there's always things. And I think whenever people come on board, we always make it really clear and say, like, you know, I'm learning as well. I probably
Yeah.
am not going to be the best manager because I'm learning on the job and I don't have like 20 years of experience. So I'd say that, but one thing I am very good at is noticing that things aren't permanent.
Yeah.
So if I feel a bit sad or deflated, I just feel it and I'm like, it's fine. Like, I'm not depressed. Like, it's fine. And then things pick up a little bit.
And it does go, life is just like that. Like change is inevitable, isn't it? And we're constantly going through ups and downs. Flows.
Yeah, constantly. And I think one of my favorite business quotes was Emma Grede, and she said,
I
love her.
I love her.
She said that business owners, that you're always in a state of three. So you're either going to be ecstatic and on such a high and you'll like feel untouchable, or you'll feel bottom, like rock bottom, like anxious, nervous, exhausted, or you'll just feel okay.
Yeah.
And she was
I literally quoted this in one of my other podcasts.
So
I loved it. It was with the Mel Robbins when we were talking about
it's just so true though, because
so true.
When you are here, you don't see how you can get back up to being at the top, and you take it so personally, and you're like, oh, this is the end of the world. But then something comes back and you're back up here again. So it's almost like, I think owning a business is a bit like a drug addiction. Like it's like you're
that
constantly
dopamine hit, and like I want more, I want more.
Yeah, you want more.
True.
You're waiting for the next hit, and you know it's coming. You'll like do anything to get it.
It's okay to be sad some days and be a bit low. And what did she call it? It was like the rule of thirds. Wasn't it?
The rule of thirds.
Yeah, that's it. I love
just thought that was brilliant.
Because I have them days I'm like, I've not achieved that much today, but then it's like sometimes you just need a calmer day or a day for yourself.
Yeah,
or just an admin day or something.
Yeah. But I think one thing I'm just trying to do at the minute is just really not scroll on social media too much and compare and just like, you just get yourself in knots about it. So I'm trying to just like read more and touch grass more.
Be more like rooted.
Yeah, be
like
more
all
rooted.
your yoga tells you to do, and Stuart probably tells you to do.
Yeah, literally just go outside barefoot more. It's just a game changer.
Oh, I love it. And so do you try and keep your personal brand and business completely separate, or is there a merge? Because I suppose you're speaking about being the CEO and things.
I would say at the start I kept them very close together, and when my personal brand grew, my business was growing, but now I try and keep them separate.
Interesting.
So like I used to speak about, you know, what I do in a day in my life, or what my business is, and I actually get loads of comments now and people don't even know what I do. So I just say I host my podcast, and then I'll speak about like, you know, advice I'd give you as a business owner or tips as a CEO and stuff like that. But I tend to not be overly involved in my business, just because I think you can't like being totally honest, like I could get cancelled one day. You don't know, anything can happen. And then
so your personal following really matters. You're right though, because it's like I had an identity. I was a wellness cafe owner for 7 years.
Yeah.
And I never thought I could change things. I mean, I managed to. I managed to transform the business, but that was like, I suppose my personal identity as well was around that. And if you ever want to scale a business, like I've got a really inspiring friend, Sarah Lou Jones, who's going to be coming on the podcast. Yeah. She's never been the face of her business and like she's detached the two. Yeah. But she's grown it to 2 million customers worldwide. Wow. And so when she sells it and scales it to that point, it won't be too heavily involved with herself and her face, which I think is actually interesting to do, like as you scale.
Yeah, I think it's just important, especially now. I think it's great at the start because that's why I was known. Yeah. But I think now, like, I like to keep them quite separate as well. So like on our feed, it's mainly my team. So it's not just reliant on me. Because now it kind of is like I have sales calls and everyone's like, oh, I know you and I want to buy from you, but it can make it harder because I'll be like,
they want you to do all the work,
and I'm like, well, I'm going to put you with an account manager, and they want me,
interesting,
which is hard. And I just think as well, if you think about the future, you know, if I wanted to sell the business, it can't just be about me. So I like to keep them just a little bit separate as well. I will obviously, I don't like shy away from speaking about my business, but
of course.
I think like they're two different things now. So it's just like my personal brand is a business now. So it's like I've got two businesses.
A few hats. So many
hats. And then the agency is like its own thing.
That's good. I like that. And so what's your vision then to take like the two of them, keep them more separate? Yeah. What are your big goals? So have you got like a 5-year or 10-year plan?
Yeah, I sort of have. Like, I think for me, I'd love to write a book on something.
That'd be amazing.
I don't know what. And And then I'd just love to speak more on stages and be inspiring to younger people and people that don't really know what they're doing with their lives. And there's some things I've got lined up for that, which is exciting. And then the agency side, we're just trying to work with just big brands just on strategy side. So it's just like, it could be like Marks and Spencer's needs something pushing out and we need to create a strategy for it. So I think that's the way that it's leaning at the minute. But then also it's like, I never shy away about saying like, I am dying to have a baby. Like I love children. It's my dream to be a mum.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I just love them. Like, it's like ever since I was younger, I've wanted to be a mum, but I'm just like waiting for this right time to come. And
let me tell you right now, the time will never be right.
No, I have a feeling that's coming.
Well, we had a surprise baby when, 10 years ago.
Wow.
So I was probably your age.
Yeah.
And I was busy as ever, and it didn't feel right in that moment. It was a surprise, but so exciting. We just adopted a little dog, and we were in a smaller house in Wilmslow. But honestly, people don't realize just how much creative energy and power you get in pregnancy. And when you become a mother, I feel like in our society, we have this, I don't know if you feel this, but we worry about our businesses and how we'd grow it when we have another baby, like a baby or a little thing to look after. But I've got 4 kids, and I have just kept going. And like, I honestly feel like every time I've got pregnant, I've had more creative idea and ambition, because you kind of feel like you want to leave a legacy behind and you want to drive your business to greater levels.
And I love that you're positive about children as well, because I think I found the reaction I get from people when I say I want to have a child younger is like, oh, you should go and travel and live your life, and oh, your kids are going to hold you down and you'll never get any sleep. Like, it's very rare that someone says like, oh, that's amazing, you should definitely do that. Like, people are negative when it comes to kids and like being able to have a baby and a business at the same time. But I think that's just common thing I found with everyone. There's just no right time.
And it's built into our society. So I had a really interesting, the Giselle Goodwin, who came on, and she was like bursting out the facts on motherhood and the workplace well-being. And I was just in shock, like at the stigma still around women that we should work less and that we don't get the promotions that we should get after having a baby. And like, so much still needs to change. It's an amazing episode, but like she just really showcased me that I thought we were a lot better, like about female empowerment. But if you think about it, it wasn't that long ago women even got the right to vote, or that we had to have our own business accounts.
And even now, like, I do feel a lot of judgment of, when you're speaking to older men or even older women, and it's just like, you're a young girl, who are you to say that? And
tell me about that then, because you must get it quite a bit. Like, if you're in a networking environment or you're going into a big brand, have you had any bad comments?
Like I've had once, me and one of my coaches was out for lunch, and we were sat sort of like next to another table, like strategizing and speaking, and then these two very much like finance bros were sat next to us, was just like really loud, and they just like speaking like, really loud, just like really in your ear, and like speaking over us and stuff. So we were just like, we were on our phones for a minute and just like typing some notes and stuff. So we were just sat in silence, and then one of the men just like laughed, and then I was like trying to understand what he was laughing at. And he went, I just can't take women in business seriously.
Are you serious? Oh my gosh, I would have had to go over.
I know.
Did you say anything?
No. Well, so my coach didn't hear it because she was like really into whatever she was doing. Gosh. And at the time, it was like 2 years ago, I just didn't have any confidence to say anything. But I looked at them to show them I'd heard, and he just sort of just smirked at me. Wow. So it's still there. It still happens. I've had clients where, especially with my job, because I am in social media and I'm trying to preach about virality, and it's this new concept. People who have been in marketing for like 20 years just don't like me. Yeah,
they've got that old head on them. Yeah. And like that, we do newsletter marketing, or we do this. And it's just like
they don't like it. Yeah. They're like, there's not a place for it. It's unprofessional. And I've had some clients just before where just the way they speak down to you, and they're like, oh really? Because I've been in marketing for 20 years and I've not heard that.
But it's all changed. Like what they don't get, they're probably the ones that are not accepting AI. I hear that all the time. I'm like, we have to change with it. It might be taking jobs, but if you build with it, you
Yeah.
can be the leader in that area.
Yeah. So like now, like we're in a really fortunate position where I just go, well, we're not the right fit for you then.
Yeah,
And then you just leave and then they're like, oh, no. And then you're like, no, I'm not going to work with someone who's not going to respect you like that.
They've got to value you.
Yeah. So yeah, I get loads of comments a lot about like I'll meet people and they'll be like, oh my gosh, you're young enough to be my daughter or my granddaughter and stuff. And it's hard with the age thing because a lot of people say it and I know they don't mean anything by it. Like someone will say like, I can't believe you're 25. And you think that's a positive because they're saying how much you've achieved. But I don't like it when I'm in a group of people maybe like in their 40s or their 50s and they're like, God, it's like being sat with my daughter here, or I can't get over how young you are. And they just
people
keep
don't
saying
mean
it.
like it's like they don't really realize what they're saying. So I get it all the time with having 4 kids. They're like, like, oh, why did you do that? Or like, I'm like, oh, you're not going to have any more, are you? And I'm like, how can you say that? Yeah, like it's my choice.
Yeah, it's
and I'm
so
like,
strange.
why is this? But it's just their insecurities, and I now just try not to take it personally.
Yeah, that's what I try and think now. I'm just like, yeah, right, like I am, and yes, I've done really well actually, and like it's really hard not to like snap at people sometimes, but people just do project like just so much onto people, and even people that don't understand me or what I do, and they say I overshare or they don't like my content and stuff. It's just like because they don't understand why I'm doing it.
Well, they don't know you personally as well.
Yeah.
So I'm sure I get loads of like, oh, who's this lady who thinks she has this big events business? But I'm like, you've got to big yourself up though.
Yeah,
and we all have to.
You've got to like be your biggest fan and surround people as well that will be your biggest fan, which is really hard to do as well. But I think now I've just got like a really nice group of people that I trust and like my fiance. I hate saying fiance.
Exciting.
You know, I'm like not a lovey person, so I'm like, oh my God. But he's like the most supportive person ever. He works for us as well, which is
does he work with you as well? Yeah, of course.
So he's our ops manager. And
I know there was a story I've seen you share on your Instagram that once you did you pretend you had a male?
We had a male. So that I suppose just links to what we were talking about. Like when I was, I think like a year in, we had a client in Dubai who owed me a lot of money and he just wouldn't pay me just one day out of nowhere. Just ignored me completely, and I was constantly emailing him every day going, I need this money, I've done the work, I'm gonna be taking it to small claims. I didn't even know what that meant at the time. I just knew I was supposed to say that. I probably wouldn't have even done it. And he just wasn't replying.
And did you get it in the end? Or?
Well, yeah, so I managed to get it because I was speaking to someone and they said I used to put sign off as a man rather than a woman. So I asked like my boyfriend at the time, I was like, can I just sign it off as you? So it was like, hi, my name's Matt. I'm here on behalf of Vicky, chasing this money. Can it be paid today? I'm not even kidding. Within half an hour, it was paid. And I was like,
this shows us still a stigma like
it's
in this
crazy.
world. Yeah.
Like, and especially the age thing as well. I get a lot of people still to this day who just outright won't pay, or they'll be really rude and they'll just think, what's she going to do? Send them a legal letter and it gets paid straight away. So,
good for you. You see on that. It's so clear, like I didn't realize the importance of contracts. And even now, like working with suppliers but people just try and say after like, oh, could you just bring this down a bit? Or, I didn't do that. And I'm like, no, we have an agreement.
Yeah. But then if you do that, you can get seen as like, oh, she's a bit controversial. She's a bit like what, and you just like,
but clarity is key, I feel. Like even with if I book a photographer or something, I need to get better at this because I've got ADHD. I'm a bit, I like forget to send them the right form. But you need to have clarity of like, oh, are you okay with me? Because I've been stopped before. I honestly thought, I don't know if you think this, but when you have a photographer that you can, so if they've agreed and you've paid for them to come to an event, that you can use the images. Yeah. Right?
I would think that.
So I used them across social media, which they'd agreed, but I got Cheshire, like there was a Cheshire newspaper or magazine that wanted to do a print. Yeah. And I was so silly, Vicky. I've learned a lesson. I thought I'd share in my WhatsApp group and on socials. They sent me a proof of the magazine, a 2-page cover of me, write up about Wildman. I was like, oh my God. Yeah. I'm really excited about it. And I just shared it, just a little clip. Like I'd blocked off a lot of the paragraphs and things so they couldn't read it. Yeah. But this photographer rang the magazine and was like, you can't print that. That's my photo. So I was like, but first I would have paid you probably for that photo extra. I wouldn't have minded.
Yeah.
if you just reached out to me
Yeah,
first,
yeah.
but they went straight to them. And I just thought
Yeah.
that was an undercut.
Yeah.
So it's made me realize, like, you might need to do this
Yeah,
with
yeah,
photographers, make sure they sign off that you can use it in the press.
I wouldn't even know that.
I didn't even know that.
But that's the thing. There's so many things I've done like that where I'm like, what?
Yeah,
like,
what?
I didn't even know that was a thing. Like, and it's quite scary that it's so easy to get in trouble. Like, they could have like taken you to court or whatever.
Oh, yeah,
You don't know like what's going to happen.
Well, I've had to redo the whole thing. I've had to get another photographer to do a headshot. So it was a lesson learned.
Yeah, but I think that's the thing. Like, people just need to be a little bit kinder to people.
Yeah.
And just be like, if you didn't know, like that, honestly, like, I get it if you didn't know, but just so you know, moving forward, like, you're not allowed to do that.
And I get it now, but then I honestly would have paid for it.
Yeah.
If she'd just come to me and been a
Yeah,
bit kinder,
yeah.
I would be like, okay, I'll pay you an extra
Yeah.
100 quid or whatever you need.
Yeah.
Because I really wanted that article to go to print. But it was
Yeah.
like anyway.
Yeah,
that was a lesson.
We just don't. We're just learning all the time. Like, people just need to be a bit more gracious
Yeah, it's
with
interesting,
people, I
isn't
think.
it? It's like, it seems like you've been on such an amazing journey though. And so what are the things we're not talking about in business? I feel like you cover this on your business class podcast a lot, but I'd seen you share a little bit about, you're not always going to get chosen for each opportunity. This was an interesting one that I've seen you share about lack of support. And this hit me hard because I always thought my family, my friends would be like the first ones at all my events and maybe help me in the cafe and, and which they did sometimes.
Yeah.
But not like to the degree I felt.
No, I think it's always one of those where it's like, I would do that for you. Why would you not do that for me? And my partner always says to me, is like, not everyone is you, Vicky. Like, because I must say, once a day, I would never do that. I would never say that. He goes, not everyone's you. And I'm like, it's so true. Like, it's so hard to accept. But he's like, everyone's been grown up in different situations. They have different insecurities. Like, not everyone can think like you. And you'll do things that people think, why has Vicky said that you won't even think, you've caused harm by. So yeah, it was hard at the start because I had some people where I was just like, why are they not asking?
Yeah.
Like,
How I am and what I'm doing.
Because I'd go, naturally, you say, how are you? How's work? And they just purposely wouldn't ask. And it just became a thing where it was like a taboo subject in our friendship group. Like, it wasn't brought up. I would literally have to bring it up myself. And it would be like, oh.
I found this too.
And it feels like you're bragging or that because I was like, am I bragging? Am I speaking about myself too much? And I was like, no, I don't think I am. Like, I asked them how their work is.
So why is this happening? Is it because of women, like, a worry of someone doing better in a way, or maybe more high profile, or because she's sharing more? It's hard, isn't it?
I think, like, when I was trying to really understand it, I think a big part of it is, especially when it's somewhere, so you've grown up and it's like college friends, whatever, and it's especially being a business owner. I feel like not everyone wants to be a business owner, but there's aspects that people want of being a business owner.
The freedom.
The money.
They think, you know what, this is the thing though, there's a stereotype, like they must think you're making loads of money. Actually, it's like, it takes time.
You don't really pay yourself for a really long time.
Exactly.
So I think a lot of it is that you're like showing what they could have done and they don't like it. So I always use this analogy of like, everyone wants to be like an influencer or a YouTuber. So say like you and your best friend start at the same time and you end up becoming full-time and get paid, there is going to be resentment there. But that's the difference between like a good friend and a jealous friend. Is the good friend still going to go, you know what, like, congrats for you, that's motivating me to work harder. So for me, I think it was because I'd like grown up with these people and it was a new thing. No one else in our group was doing that. And then I also think for a lot of them, they would say like, oh, I could never do that. So it's like they could never post on social media, and all this is so new. And I think a lot of people have this block with personal brand that you're constantly talking about yourself.
And maybe it's too much. They feel like, oh, that's too much. Because I feel like I get that a bit. Like, you're working too much. You have children, why should you be doing? And I'm like, but I'm passionate.
Yeah.
So it's like, you just shouldn't feel like you have to watch everything you post.
No, but a lot of people say that. They're like, oh, I could never post what you post and stuff. But to me, I'm like, this is my job. This is how I get money.
Yeah.
And this is how I want to be perceived. So that's how I'm going to post.
So have you changed your social circles? Do you find you had to change things?
Yeah. I just one day like sat in the car when I just sat for like an hour and not been asked anything. And everyone was talking about their own stuff. No one asked anything about me. And I felt just quiet. And I just said from that day, like, I'm not going to message them, and I'll see if they message me. And my whole group just never messaged me ever again.
That is
and
crazy.
it was really sad. I went a good few months with no friends at all, like no one, because I'd rather have no one. And then I just
that's
slowly,
really hard. Yeah,
it's hard. And you always think like, oh, have I done something wrong there? And what are they going to say about me? But then
you know what, we do change though. I think they say every 7 years we go through a full restructure. And I feel like there's those that might be on the growth trajectory and those that maybe just stay still. And you kind of have to, I mean, what's that quote where you're like the 3 people you spend most amount of time with? So if you're around a bunch of smokers, you're going to be a smoker. And I just felt like I had to level up, and that's why I love my networking events, because I'm like, I literally have people like, oh my God, it was sweet the other day. Like, I've just been put up for an award, and someone she's not met me. She's just like one of my biggest cheerleaders on social media. She goes, I'll pay to be at the table just so I can come and see you. And I was like, wow. It literally was like shocking. I was like, that's so beautiful. Yeah. And like these people, like my cheerleaders who come to my events, and like with that hardship I had with the event space banning me for no good reason. Yeah. Everyone's been like, oh my God, I'll write in, I'll do this. Yeah. Like, bless you. But they're the people you want by your side that really vouch for you.
Yeah. And you've got so many like secret admirers as well. Like, it's so weird because I'm not like I am introverted, but I find it very overwhelming to do like my own events and stuff. It takes a lot out of you to do your own events.
It does, doesn't it? I'm exhausted
it's
after.
Like and you're constantly, is everyone okay? Is everyone happy? And like when I did a couple, like people came, someone flew from like New Zealand to be there.
Really?
Like people came from far to see it, and they were like, I really look up to you, and like, can I get a picture? And that was the first time I've really been like, wow, what? Like, I just didn't, because I'm like, I've never seen you before. I don't know your name. I haven't seen you comment on things. Like, I don't recognize who you are. So you have a lot of people who are rooting for you that you don't even know about. So now it's just like, I connect with new people and meet with new people. But I think one thing I always like to look for in a friend is like, if they have done the inner work themselves. And if you can, because everyone goes through things, but I think it's not until you do a lot of inner work when you can actually be really happy for other people, because you're like, I'm happy within me, I'm healed within me. So even if for me, like, one of my biggest goals is like getting Forbes 30 under 30.
That's amazing. Yeah, touch on that. So how did you do that?
So like for me, I was like, that's like all I wanted.
Wow. So you really, do you believe in manifesting? Like, did you really put it out there to the universe?
I just was like, that's something I really, really want. And then I like posted about it for ages. I literally was like, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. I got shortlisted for it.
And then how does that work, the process, so people understand? Like, you apply for this?
Yeah, so you apply for it, or you can get like scouted for it. So because I'd done some videos on it before, I got like this lady messaged me and she was like, we want to like hand select you for it. And I was like, what?
Right.
And then I went through this whole process and I was like, I know I'm going to get it. I know I'm going to get it. And then I got shortlisted for it, and she was like, she told me, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to get it. And then I didn't.
Oh, right. What, the first round? Like,
so like
first time?
the main, so I got like to the end, then didn't get it.
Oh my gosh.
So I got shortlisted. Amazing.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, but I didn't get it.
You were
the award. But the point is like, say if my best friend got it, there would be no part of me that would be like, oh, for God's sake, I wanted that. I'd be like, oh my God, you got it. That's amazing. So like, that's the point, is like, there's things that you can want that someone else can have that you can still be happy for someone for. And I think like that's the real difference between people is like, you can feel when someone doesn't care or when they're just like, oh, congrats. Like,
oh, well, you'll love this then, because I'm up for this award. I've just found out someone I've just collaborated with. Do you know the Yoga Social Club?
Yeah.
We're up for the same award, like the Women of the Year, and then this other one, literally the same categories. Yeah. But I loved how you could tell she's very authentic. She just reached out to me and said, let's do some fun social media about this. Like, let's just, I love it. And weirdly, we just spoke the day before about doing a joint retreat. Wow. I was like, that shows you that's not jealousy or like, oh my gosh, we're competing. Yeah. You know someone's authentic when they do that. Yeah. So then when did you actually get through to the, like, fine, like with the Forbes then?
I was at Mottram Hall in near my office, and I got this email because I was with one of my coaches, And it was like, you've been shortlisted.
Oh, God.
And I didn't even believe it. So I actually said, can you confirm this is real? I
Yes,
actually,
because
I thought it was,
emails,
I thought it was spammy. And,
Wow.
and my coach was like, you can do this thing where you can pretend you're someone else on an email. So I actually had to get her on a call for me to believe that it was real. And she's like she's called Alex York. She's like one of the top people at Forbes.
Oh, you can connect me if you like.
Yeah, I know. Well, yeah, she's
I'm like,
great.
that's a vision, I think. Next vision, get on there.
Yeah.
I love writing as well.
Yeah,
I just love it.
Yeah, so I'm a Forbes writer, but not the 30
But you're
under 30.
not on the... Ah, right, okay. See, I just thought you were.
So I'm
you're
a Forbes...
shortlisted for that, but then you're a Forbes writer.
So there's Forbes Business Council, which I'm on.
Yes.
Where you can do writing for them. There's like other opportunities that you get, and that's hard to get into. And then you've got 30 under 30, which is like 30 most successful people in Europe under 30.
And you were shortlisted. But the fact that you're shortlisted is amazing.
So I was like, oh my God.
And
one of my other friends is on the list, and she was like, you're going to get it. Like, have they asked you to do this? Have you asked you to do that? And she was like, yeah, you're going to get it. You're going to get it. And you actually don't know if you're going to get it till the list comes out.
Wow.
So you just don't know.
Oh, wow.
So it came out, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to get it. I was like looking for my name, and I was like,
oh, that must be really tough. I feel like you should get it.
I know.
Like, come on, Forbes, what were you doing?
I know. And then I was like, oh, I didn't get it. And obviously I felt disappointed. But then my mum was like, Vic, you've got 5 more years to get on that list.
Exactly.
Like, and also there's so many different factors. A lot of people believe you can get in because of who you know. A lot of people think you can pay to be on the list.
100%. And sponsorship, all that stuff. It worked with, I saw it a lot, I won't name names, but when we won an award a few years back for our cafe, it was about how much you kind of book the table. Not saying that's about Forbes, but I mean, you never know. And with time, you've still got plenty of time to do that. But I honestly was like, she's already up there. I was assuming you already were. Nearly.
So
it will happen. We're already manifesting it.
I know it will happen. So I've just learned from that, like, I need to clap for other people. And that I was just like messaged the people I knew that made it. I was like, well done, that's amazing. And it literally made me think next year, like, and I'm just going to work for it even harder in 2026.
That's exciting though, isn't it?
Fingers crossed.
You should do that Goldman Sachs thing as well. Do you know about that?
Yeah, I've heard a bit about
So my friend Sarah keeps telling me, you should go on the Goldman Sachs program. And honestly, it's opened doors for her so much.
Really?
She's now getting flown out to Washington to talk about how her business is going into, it's already in America.
Oh my God.
But they get to go to House of Commons and all these cool things.
That's
so definitely.
crazy. Oh my God, yeah, I'm going to do that.
So we're going to close it with a cool little quick fire round of questions. So coffee or matcha?
Matcha.
Oh, matcha girl.
So I don't like coffee. I hate coffee. And I thought I wouldn't like matcha, but I tried it recently and I was like, oh, I actually quite like it. But I don't know if I had a vanilla matcha.
Yeah, you had the
So I don't think I had like the earthy matcha. Yeah. So I'd say if it's like a sweet one.
And ice, I love ice matchas. With a bit of a honey or something like that.
Yeah, I love a sweet drink. Like I have a sweet tooth, so I'd go for matcha.
So have you got a book or podcast that you love? Obviously you can name drop your own.
Put her business class. Let me think.
That inspires you, sorry. So it inspires you in your life. Maybe you found it, I don't know, when you're younger, you're already kind of younger now, but like something that has helped you. You said about Emma Green. Do you listen to her podcast?
I would say, I don't know if I can say a movie, if that counts.
Yeah,
but
that's fine.
One of my favourite films is The Pursuit of Happiness.
Oh, I love that film.
Have you seen that film with Will Smith? Like, I used to watch that over and over and over and over again. Aww. And it's basically just like going from nothing to something. And like the moment when he gets the job, like I would just like feel that moment, be like, envision, like that's what I'm going to feel like when I get like to whatever point I wanted at the time. So that's like, for me, I think everyone should watch that film. That. Such a good film.
I love it when it gives you that feeling, and like it seems like you're such an empath, like you really feel everything.
Yeah.
So do you like hot sauna or cold plunge?
Hot sauna.
Yes.
I can't do cold.
Sauna.
Cannot do cold.
And favourite self-care ritual? We kind of touched on some, but
I would say for me, I love tidying up, first of all. You know, you have like a really tidy space, lighting a candle, like having really nice fresh pajamas on.
I love that.
And just sitting with my Kindle and my heated blanket on.
Get
That's
cozy.
Like favourite time for me. I do that like every night. I'm like heated blanket, pajamas, my Kindle. Love it.
Gosh, I wish I could do that. I've got 4 children jumping on me.
You can't do that.
No, I can. Actually, that's a bad statement. I can do it. I just need to make time for it.
Yeah.
So finally, what legacy do you want to leave behind? Like if you were to, you know, when you have children or, you know, people to remember you by, what would be that legacy?
I think I am trying to be an advocate. It's hard at the minute for like leading with kindness and proving that because a lot of people are like, if you're too nice, you can't be successful. You got to be quite cutthroat. So I think that's definitely one of them. And then also just that you can really turn your life around in a short space of time. And like, obviously I did that through virality. And sort of just like that anything's achievable. So like when I was at school, the speakers we had in, I was just like, they just felt so far-fetched. But I think like, I think knowing and being able to connect with people is such a skill. And I think because I'm a people person, it's really allowed me to get to where I am. And just asking questions, like being curious. I am the most curious person you'll ever meet. Like my friends and family are like, oh, here she goes again. But I ask so many questions every day about everything. So I think just asking questions to being curious. I love that.
I think I wrote down here, I'd seen on your Instagram, like who you know, not what you know.
Yeah.
So like actually just getting wisdom. Like I feel like I'm just like at my events, I'm just kind of taking in all this wisdom from people that are speaking and like
just ask. Like if you're like
for help,
if it's like your friend, I don't know, runs events, just being like, oh, can I speak at one of your events? Just ask. Even if you think I'm totally unqualified for that, like you just don't know. 9 times out of 10 people will just say yes. Like you can just ask.
And all us female founders, we have to help each other out because there's always things, you might not be the best at accounts or you'll be more creative or whichever, and we can just ask each other and encourage each other. That's why I wanted to set up Wild and Wild and have this on this mission to empower each other and grow as a community.
Yeah, because no one really knows what they're doing. Like some of the people I've had on my podcast are so successful and they're just like, I don't even know what I'm doing.
We're blagging it sometimes.
They just don't know. And they've only known because they've had to make a mistake and learn from it. So you can just ask people.
Oh, thank you so much for today. I've literally taken in so much information.
I'm so glad.
Honestly, everyone listening, you've got to go and check out one of her incredible talks.
Thank you.
And just go and check out Socially Speaking Media. Like, where's the best place people can find you then?
So yeah, I say Instagram. Well, pretty much every social media is just Socially Speaking Media. And then everything for personal brand is just Vicky.Owens.
Yeah, and make sure you check out the Business Class podcast. Honestly, I listen to it every week. It's so inspiring.
You. I love a natter on there and a chatter. And
you're so raw and real. I love it. Just like
thank you. Thanks for having me on as well.
Thank you, Sophia.
Thank you.